Twitter, and Facebook.
In anticipation.
Yeah, we're live. It's all happened. So we are currently live. For those tuning in later on, and for those watching at home now live with us, hello. It's time for another interview. I'm Andrew. I've been joined by the lovely Nikki, as always, for these ones, and we have been joined by the awesome Katana Cartel. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
So I'll get to Nikki to throw some questions shortly, but just quickly, for those in the band, obviously, introduce yourselves and your role within it, because it's been a little while since I've spoken to you guys.
Rocket, rhythm guitarist.
JP, or what are you calling me these days?
Knackers
on drums.
Dylan, lead guitars. Matt, lead bass.
Lead bass.
Right, I'm sorry.
And I'm Fluffy, yours truly, lead vocals.
Cool. We've already got someone in the comments. So Elaine Blake is saying greetings. So hello to Elaine.
Hi.
How are you?
There we go. So if you're not familiar, or if you're just jumping in for the first time, or if you've been watching these for a little while now that we've been doing them, just make sure if you've got any comments or questions, feel free to pop in there with them, whatever platform you're watching this on, and we'll do our best to either answer your questions or stick your comments up on the screen, assuming they're relatively appropriate. But then again, that's a pretty low bar for us, so don't stress too much on that one.
We're not talking to Elaine Blake at the moment anyway, because she caught the fucking grenade on Friday night. I was standing right.
She got the pin as well.
I know. I was beside her. It's like, how did I miss that? I normally kill people for shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, so for those who weren't there, fill us in what happened with that.
All right. So why don't you tell us about Friday night? Because I wanted to talk about it anyway. Oh, my fucking God. Epic. But enough about me. More about you. How the hell did you find Aftershock gig?
Absolutely fantastic, I reckon.
Best show
so,
ever.
a guy called Travis Everett from Witch Grinded organised the show. And
champion.
Needless to say, it went absolutely spot on. I think it's one of the few gigs, I think, certainly that I've been involved with, where people were like minute accurate with their sets, because I was sort of keeping an eye on the set times, and it was like a military operation. And it was just really well received. The crowd was good. Everyone got on well. The bands, there was a heap of good camaraderie between the bands, and everyone was sort of helping each other set up and everything. And it was just a fantastic night. So cheers, Trav. Thanks for having us on.
Indeed. And the love and the hugs throughout the crowd, throughout the night, seeing everybody anew. I think everyone got about 3 hugs from everyone here.
Yeah.
So that was a whole bunch of fun. Whether you wanted it or not, you got a hug from us. And thanks for the love.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic. And thanks to everyone who came down. Much appreciated.
No, the vibe was sensational, and I wanted to ask you about Max Watts as a venue too. I personally love that venue, but the stage, the look, the sound, incredible. And what I wanted to know from you guys as artists who are up there on that stage, like, it was set, mate. It was so good. It looked amazing. It sounded incredible. The lights, the bloody video behind. Is it one of the best stages you've ever played on?
Oh, I would say so. Yeah.
You're getting up on the stage, and I'd say it's equal amounts, massive amounts of excitement, and also big stage, and you don't want to mess it up.
Plus the treatment from the crew at Max Watts. You have a green room, a whole backstage section where you get all your stuff prepared. First class that venue all the way. Much love and respect for the venue.
Yeah. They're good there. They're really good there.
Yeah, it looked good and it sounded phenomenal, and I guess it's a lovely lead into the Katana Cartel we see in front of us. So as I understand it, and please correct me if I have anything wrong here, you guys know you started way back in 2012, is that correct?
Yes.
This guy.
Yep. A few lineup changes.
Rob, Rocket.
A few lineup changes at the time.
And that was what I wanted to get to. Over the years, you've had quite a number of lineup changes and sound changes. And with the new album that's come out that we're going to talk about heaps in a moment, I feel like you've found your feet. You've found who you are. Would that be a fair comment? You've just got your groove now.
Yeah, definitely. We all have the same goal. We're all trying to improve as well. And it's just a lot easier having everyone on the same page and just having fun on stage. And we just get along like brothers, so it's just a really good vibe. And like I said, best lineup by far.
We've definitely found our direction. Saying that, we're still looking forward to evolving and developing in one direction.
Not heading in one direction.
So stay tuned. We're working as busy little bees to get our next. It will be an EP that we'll be getting sorted out this year for release early next year, and that's likely to expand on the sound and sort of take the sound in a slightly different direction, but hopefully a good direction for the band as well. So
nice. Well, just jumping in quickly because I hope I pronounced it correctly. There you go. You guys obviously know who this is. So hello.
I'm thinking it's a blood relation.
Yeah, he's my brother.
He's the
brother.
Mikey's there at every single show. He helps everyone set up, pack up. He takes care of absolutely everything we've ever wanted that we need. Mike is the epitome of the person you go to for everything. He's the man. He's the best man ever.
Thank you,
Love
Mike.
Mikey. Love you, Mike.
Mikey. Did I give you a drunken hug Friday and not know it? I possibly did. Hello again.
Guarantee you did. Guarantee you did. I think so. I think it was at the merch desk as well.
He hasn't stopped talking about it, actually.
Oh, here we go. Here's trouble, Nikki.
Cal.
Hello, Cheeky. Hello, Cal.
Good to see ya. Good to give you a hug.
Yeah.
On the
So
night.
good to give Miss Cal a hug in person. It's been way too long.
A bit too long.
Well,
Okay.
we're gonna get out some more gigs now.
Yeah, now we can. Now we can go out
Yeah.
to the
Everything's going pretty good at the moment, so hopefully we can get to do more of it sooner. I believe Cal has some questions for us coming. Whenever you're ready, Cal, jump them in because she's saying she's here, so we're grateful to have her here. So, Cal, whenever you're ready to jump some questions in, fire them in, and then we will get to those as soon as possible. But, Nikki, you wanted to jump in with something else just quickly?
I just wanted to talk about the Sacred Oath. This is the debut record from a band that's been around for nearly 10 years. So how long were you sitting and cooking on this particular album?
A little while.
A little while.
A little while, just a couple of years. No. All the songs have matured over time, and we've reworked them countless times, and and even then we reworked them again. So we've always tried to improve them as much as we could, and then we found a point where we felt they were as good as they could be. And finally put them out together and put them out on the record.
Then big props to Mike at AOL Studios.
Yeah.
He got the songs and he's like, I think we should have a look at some of these and make them a little bit more and expand on them. And he did that for pretty much nearly every single song and just took them to that next level, which is quite amazing. So,
and as an example, the song "Nighttown" has undergone more revisions than the US Constitution. I think that song you could probably go back about 5 years
completely different
to the original incarnation of that song, and then it's just progressively sort of being rewritten and changed, and the guts have been pulled out, the structure's been changed, but it's essentially the same song. So if you're looking for the origins of some songs on the album, you're really going back a fair old way for sure.
How very ironic, because that's actually one of my favourite songs on the album. It's interesting to put that one out. I just find it a really easy song to bop along to. A lot of your songs like that, Bang Your Head and Grenade, they're really anthemic, and they're the kind of songs that just get everyone going. And is that a conscious thing or subconscious, or does it just happen?
I think it just happens, but at the same time, we always say we want parts of the songs just to have a bit more groove, and Matt's had massive input in the whole boppiness and groove side of things. So we're trying to, again, develop that more and more in the newer songs and have more of a sing-along side to it, or a party vibe, so to speak.
Crowd participation.
Yeah.
Get everyone involved.
Beers.
So before we go back to the audience, there's a few things coming through in a moment, but just because we did have you on last, I think it was 2016 for the War Part 1 EP.
Yeah.
It's going back. So for those listening, they'll know the difference, but for those outside, how would you describe the EP versus what you've just released with the brand new album?
Chalk and cheese.
I think that War Part 1 was back. So if you think back to sort of 2016, and if you're going back even older, so the band started very much as like a more of a hard rock outfit, and certainly the songs and the writing style at that time was hard rock. And I guess that album sort of intersects the point where the band was sort of changing from being that more hard rock focused band to being more of a metal band, and that EP was sort of at the intersection point. And then really after then, there was no looking back, and I think those hard rock elements sort of started to sort of die out, and more of that metal influence started to come out in the writing. So that was really the sort of the new chapter, I guess, in terms of the band starting to get the lineup more or less sorted.
Yeah.
Before then, it was sort of pretty volatile, and it's very difficult to get traction when your workforce is sort of transitory and a bit flaky. So I think at that point we'd sort of collectively got a bit more of that structure and sort of solid foundation, and then we sort of went from there. And that song "Night Town" that you quite like, we actually recorded it, the first incarnation of it, prior to recording War Part 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why? Wow, I didn't see that.
We'll see if we can dig it out, and we'll post it up.
So post it up one
The
day.
only thing that's the same is before the lead breaks, that build-up part. That's the only thing that's really the same. But everything else is completely different, and we just decided to rework a lot of the songs, and we did for the better, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we can just post it up for the lols on Facebook.
If I can find it, 100%.
It's changed.
But I would be dead set curious to hear that. Like, as I just said, it's one of my favourite on the album. I'd really love to hear where it came from. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Before Matt was in the band as well.
Wait for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even before I was in the band.
Before you were in the band too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long
It's
time
going back then.
Yeah.
It's sort of
way back.
at this point. It's like the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Sacred.
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, going back to the comments quickly, Cal just goes, yes, before it was way too long, yet more gigs for us all, so we're all very excited. And she's also told us that Beth is here, to which Beth has jumped in and said, yep, she really enjoyed the set the other night, so well done to that, guys.
Thanks, Beth. Thanks for the love.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah.
And then following that, Elaine has come back with a question asking, is there going to be an album launch gig for the Sacred Oath, seeing as we're talking about that right now?
Most definitely.
We're just trying to get the right date. So I think at this point we're just trying to work out the venue, the right date, and just make it not too long, but not too early, so to speak. So we're just in works with a couple of venues now. So as soon as we get a date, and a lineup, we'll definitely be posting some news on that
soon.
Stay tuned. It'll be very soon. So.
Yeah.
I'll sort
My
of.
backyard free next weekend if you can.
Down there. We'll
You
be
can have
there.
100 people now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
You can have 100 people at a house party. So there you go.
You need security, you got Mike. Mike Georgievsky will be there.
All right.
Oh, Mike, I'll sign you up. I'll give you another hug.
I guess our plan at this stage is that we would play the album in its entirety, potentially in for the album launch. Because the album's about 47 or 48 minutes, so we could fit it into a headline slot in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
So I think we'll probably end up brushing the dust off some of the songs that probably haven't been rehearsed since recording time, and get those ready for a gig.
Well, Elaine says, awesome. Can't wait for that. So keep everyone posted. I'm sure we'll keep everyone apprised as best as we can as well before that all comes to pass. What else have you got, Nikki?
Just an observation. I'm an observationary kind of girl. When I listen to an album, the things that usually draw me to an album are the vocals and the lyrics and the guitar. I'm known as being a guitar fiend. But the really fascinating thing about the Sacred Oath for me is actually the drums. So I just want to give you a shout out, man, because
The lead drum.
ignoramus. It's not that I don't appreciate drums, but I probably don't necessarily listen out for them or highlight them. But dude, you're a fucking machine.
He is.
And I'm really interested in, one, do you lose 5 kilos every gig you play? And 2, what was that heavier fucking double kick drum sick fucking thing going on done for the sound of the band, because to me that is one of the absolute evolutionary pieces of your sound, and that's just my humble opinion.
Oh, well, I'd say, thanks very much. That's always nice to get.
If you can't see it, his cheeks are really, really red right now.
His hand's going to inflate.
We're reflecting off the top.
Yeah, thanks very much. I guess, so I joined back in 2014, and the elements of that metal sound were always emerging. But I think for me, the sort of turning point was we wrote a song, which is actually on the War Part 1 EP called Pay My Dues. And I remember Rob, we went to one rehearsal where Rob was bashing out the riff, and like the song wasn't more than an idea in his head at this point. And I just laid down some heavy ass drums for it, and his grin was all out to his ears. And he was like, "Yes." I was like, "Okay, cool. I can push the sound in that area." But I'm conscious of not doing double kicks everywhere and sort of keeping it tasteful. And I guess that sort of goes back to my background. So drums is actually one of the last instrument I learned to play. So I just learned violin as a kid and
started with the recorder like all of us.
No, started with I played trumpet for 15 years. So I've got.
I feel like you learn on duck call. I still got it.
But I think I try and approach the part like it would be like a melodic instrument, try and keep it tasteful and bring out what these gents are doing. So I guess that's my slant on it.
Well, John's very music theory oriented, and he knows a lot about harmonies, notes, everything, the way everything's put together. So he sort of writes drums to complement the rest of the rhythms and the guitars and stuff. So it just blends really nicely. So we love him for that.
He's also even tuned his toms to the scale that we normally play.
Yeah, he tunes the toms to the songs. So
wow.
Oh, nice. Cool. That's a good detail to know.
Yeah. It's very thought out with John and his drums. So props.
That's cool.
Well, I don't want to take anything away from the rest of you, because I love everything about the album. I truly, genuinely do. But I'm not normally a drums girl, but it really just got to me. It was cool.
Well, I think for most people, drums and bass sort of fall into that category of being invisible until you fuck up. Play something that they go, what's that? It's sort of an interesting dichotomy. And most of the time, if you're invisible, you're doing your job well. And if people notice you, you've done something wrong generally.
Unless you're listening to bands like Mastodon, because then it's a pivotal part of it all.
Yeah, Brand Daler is he's probably one of my favourite drummers.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And one of my favourite bands, actually. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, if people aren't noticing, Cal's just jumped on and said, yep, those drums, fully impacting, nice and hard. She loves it. And she's also commented before that saying, I feel like you can recognise the Katana Cartel sound so easily, more so now than before. So there's some praise for you on that as well. Just quickly, it's metal, and we're going into a bit now, but how would you describe it? Like, if you're a fan of what band do you think people should check you out, kind of a thing?
I don't know.
Dilsey?
Probably Cardi B.
Cardi B?
Yeah, very, very heavily influenced.
Well, who's doing the dance?
Steve, when he writes his lyrics, definitely be in mind. Night Town again.
Night Town
as a reference.
Cardi B.
After a night out with Cardi B.
Night Town. Basically.
Did I just get a film clip bloody theme for Nighttown? You haven't done a film clip for Nighttown yet, have you?
Not yet.
Could very well be in the works.
Could very well be in the works, yeah. Well, what do you think of style?
I don't know. I only joined just before the album was recorded, so
I don't know. It's hard to pick a style because we mix a lot in there. So Matt said it last time.
You couldn't really pick one particular band as an influence. Certain songs, yes. Nighttown, there's obviously a bit of Maiden in there. Yep. Fragile, there's the 90s computer game Doom, the soundtrack of that in there.
Dime would obviously be Pantera.
Yeah.
So we're kind of all over the shop, bringing our influences to the mix.
I think that's probably something that we would look to solidify and bed down for the
Find a
upcoming-
sound.
for the upcoming releases. Like we've tackled this fairly broad spectrum, and I think we probably look to sort of narrow the focus of it
Just a little bit
for the next release, because we've done everything from power metal to sort of sludgy,
Hard rock.
Fresh, everything.
From thrash to everything. So I guess we would look to sort of narrow that focus. I think that would be a fair thing to say. And these guys are working sort of pretty heavily on the new tracks to sort of bring that sound to the foreground for sure.
Nice. Well, we've got another comment here from Arrow and Mick, who's jumped in and said, "Real good album, guys. Steve, your vocals were great." Don't know if you guys thought it. We reviewed it live the other night, and Mick and I both gave it an 8 out of 10. So for those that missed it, go back to, I think it was Saturday night. Go and check out the live stream of that, because we reviewed it pretty early on in the episode there, and we both really, really enjoyed it. So well done on a fantastic album, and it's nice to hear you've got some more coming in the works as well. So I was hoping, I said in my review that hopefully it won't take as long to get the next release out as what it took between the EP and the album.
Definitely not.
So
Definitely
I think we're trying to get into a yearly cycle. So we talked about this over the last couple of months, and I think our sort of overarching plan would be album, EP, album, EP. So obviously, if you look at that cycle for 2022, it would be some sort of an EP, maybe 4 or 5 tracks, maybe a cheeky single dropped out throughout the year, and then for 2023, we'd look to drop another full-length album, I guess equivalent length to the Sacred Oath. So that I guess we kind of want to not leave it so long between putting things out, but when you've got lineup issues, it doesn't help.
Well, I think that's one of the things. We've got a really strong lineup here. Everyone's really hardworking in everything that we do in all aspects of the band. That's something we really sat down and talked about and what we want to achieve and go about. And I think one of the biggest credits to this band was during COVID. Yeah, we couldn't play shows. You can do a lot of things, but we wrote, basically 2 albums worth of music and did a video clip from our homes and did a lot of hard work throughout that period too, and just kept working. That's a credit to all the guys in the band and the attitudes that everyone's got here, that they want to keep working and go hard. And I think, it's just all worked out really well since we've started recording the album, and ever since just playing and getting it happening, it's gone really well. And I think now you'll see a very different Katana Cartel with a lot more hard work and themes and everything involved. So
every single week, there wasn't a week where we didn't catch up. Even through COVID, it was just like this, live chatting. Every week, what do we need to focus on? What we need to do? Everyone was working hard. Everyone had a set list of everything that they had to do for the week to do their homework, so we can keep the ball rolling back in the background. So working very hard. We're a very hard-working lot, every single one of us.
Except when we're actually at work.
Except when we're actually at work.
Except for Fluffy. Fluffy works very hard at his day job. I know that.
Yeah, well, we know that. We'll go to something in a second, Nikki, but I'm just going to jump in quickly with some more audience comments. So Carol jumped in before and said, still feels like a nice slice of Maiden there, so just the right amount, really. So she's happy with the Maiden touch. Mick jumped in before and said, needed a tad more Triangle, just being a bit picky.
Yes.
Cowbell. Have you seen the cowbell, Mick?
And then to follow on from that, Cal jumped in and said, you guys noticeably pulled together more so as an awesome cohesive unit. Does it feel like that to you as well over the duration, like with this lineup now, has it felt like you've become more cohesive and clicked?
Yeah,
Definitely.
We definitely, like I said, doing that weekly catch up kept us really close together, and we all found out that we all work as hard as each other in the band. So that transfers into the music writing as well as like the live stage. So, and when we're working hard behind the stage, when we're on stage, we're all having such fun time. This is what we worked our asses for, and we all love every single minute on stage. So I don't know if you can see smiles throughout everyone throughout the entire night. So definitely more of a cohesive unit for sure.
Awesome.
Because I've actually a few bands have actually called it a day as a result of COVID. They lost that traction because the scene sort of went into that hibernation period for a while. And a few bands just they did decide to call it a day because they couldn't keep the traction up during that sort of quieter time. We actually had Sacred Oath pretty much ready to go actually in March last year, but we sort of just sat on it and spent the time to get the release plan sort of ironed out, so that we obviously dropped those singles before we dropped the full album and sort of getting the music videos ready to accompany.
It's kind of the music.
Good, actually.
The videos, I think, sort of because of COVID, we couldn't do the videos, so we couldn't release the album because we wanted to show everybody.
And at the same time, we love to play live. We want to give it to the fans. We want to experience it
Didn't
with
really
each
want to
other.
release it to
We didn't want to do it without
just-
it, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Got to share it with
Well,
them.
I want to talk about that, and Dylan touched on it before, and it led beautifully into one of my questions. The video for Grenade is just bloody awesome. It's
Fun.
like you've got a little bit of a who's who of the Melbourne metal scene. You've got your fans, you've got other bands, you've got people repped, you've got random scenes of duckies in the bath, if I remember correctly, in the sink.
You got UK pop stars. You got people from Spain, people from other bands from around the world. A lot of these names there are friends of mine from overseas and other bands, and
Awesome.
a lot of people from overseas as well. So a couple of people from overseas. So
Yeah.
That song is catchy as hell. Like the actual song,
Definitely.
if you didn't even see the clip, if you just listen to the song, my God, it's a banger. But the clip is actually pretty special, and I absolutely really loved it. And my question was going to be, if it wasn't for COVID and all the Zoom call thing that we're all forced to do, would you have had that concept for the clip without
Yes.
COVID forcing it? So you
Yeah.
wanted that anyway.
We had a different idea originally.
there was a different idea.
We did,
We were going to get everyone involved again anyway. We had the toy grenade that Elaine actually caught. That grenade specifically was going to be the one thrown from person to person. So they're catching it and then they're throwing it on. You know, so that was going to be the video.
Yeah, that was the
clip.
original.
But COVID happened and we couldn't do anything. So
But
we just
again,
did
it's a
next
credit
best
to
thing.
the band, and it's about making lemonade, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
So
Making
keep
lemonade
going,
with lemons.
just keep going, find a way to get things done, and I think
Exactly.
it turned out really great. And
Yeah.
to be able to have everyone participate and be a part of it was really special and awesome. And
Yeah.
as bad as and horrible COVID was, it's like, for a lot of people, and affected a lot of people's lives. To be able to, without that, we probably wouldn't have had what we got. And
It will be one. I think it will be one of those things where it will remind people of the fun, their funner parts, well, limited as they were for the isolation. But it will be a clip of the times for sure.
Yeah.
People will look back on that and be like, oh yeah, because this period that we're in now will end at some point, and people will sort of look back at that and go, oh yeah,
Remember how bad it was, but how good was it?
That was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
I think, and we're all very passionate about music, so to be able to do what we love still in our houses, and I guess it sort of kept me going anyway.
Yeah.
About the other guys, but
That's what it's worked towards, for sure.
It's good, and it keeps the momentum in all of us, and keeps us going strong. So.
Yeah, definitely.
So the clip for Dragon's Door, I'm sorry, I've had too many. It's literally a garage clip. When you say it's the garage edit, it's actually in a garage. So a couple of questions. Whose garage was it in?
That's how we rehearse.
That's how we rehearse.
Yeah.
That's our rehearsal space.
That is awesome. And again, was that a COVID thing, or was that just this is what we're doing thing?
As soon as the restrictions had enough to have 4 people or 5 people in one room, we're like, let's do it now.
Yeah, we smashed it out.
Yeah. Got it done in 2 hours tops, I reckon.
So who filmed it?
Stuart from Epic Everyday Productions, a good friend of mine.
Oh,
Man,
that's one of my other questions. Who is Epic Everyday Productions? Because that little intro into your clips is actually epic.
Stuart is a videographer, filmographer, producer, all that sort of stuff. He's got such a passion for filmmaking, and he's one of my best friends, and we do a whole bunch of videos, a series online on his own channel as well, with me doing all sorts of other stuff. But he really wants to get involved because he listens to our songs and he goes, dude, I have a really cool idea for your next clip, and he just comes up with all these crazy ideas and real fun ideas and stuff, and you just can't sort of teach passion to someone like that, and he just comes and does it in 2 hours, and you get what you got with the video. So Stuart from Epic.
He did the air raid clip that we.
He did air raid as well.
Yeah. Okay. We should talk about the air raid clip, because that was it this week or last week that came out.
4 days ago.
4 days ago.
We brought it forward. We were going to release it this Friday, and we just brought it forward to coincide with the
just to be like, here you go, no warning. Here's another video clip. So.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Actually, more should do that more often. But anyway,
we did it. We got it. That was good. Filmed that at the National Aviation Museum in Moorabbin and Phillip Island Vietnam War Vets Museum, which was fantastic. Field dressing,
lovely people,
perfect guy, happy to help out, and the staff there are all amazing. So they were crowding around. We had a lot of people on the streets just looking up, filming, taking photos. Can we get some photos with you guys? No worries. What are these guys doing? So it fun on the street, seeing a lot of people walk past, which is fun. But yeah, they got a bit of a show before they actually saw a video clip, so they got a bit of a sneaky preview of it being filmed. So a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good.
We blew the power a couple of times. So we we had too much things going off, too many outlets, and the lights powered off, and then the machine powered off. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of experience.
I think there was a lot of international flight students staying right near us. So I don't think they were expecting a free concert that night.
Yeah. Planes landing overhead. It was good. It was good fun.
Just quickly jumping back to the comments for a moment. Elaine Blake has gone, very important that fans buy some merch and help fund that next recording we were talking about a little while ago. It's a great idea. Now, just on that quickly, are you...
You two could look like this.
Yes, we've got a couple of those in the interview tonight. It's very, very cool. But also, just on the grenade, do you think you'd actually be able to work out something in regard to that, to merch?
Well,
we're talking about it.
Actually doing what we did back in the day with inflatable swords, but inflatable grenades so people could throw them around in the crowd.
Yeah, cool.
Fun there. But yeah, that was a very rare grenade that Elaine got. So that was a very rare one that we had from a couple of years ago. So well done.
Yeah, so watch
I
this.
should have shoved her out of the way. God damn it.
I saw your face when it got it. I saw you in the crowd screaming because you missed it. I was like, that's hilarious. There will be more shows. Plenty more shows and grenades, as Dylan says. Yeah.
Going back to the comments for a second, Cal just went back at Mick saying, of course, that's what it is when referring to his triangle comment, and she called him a peanut, so there you go. Twitch.
Right on, Cal, he's a peanut.
Cal's gone off to answer the door. She said she'd be back, but then Mick jumped in with another question quickly, saying, is the Sacred Oath a continuation of War Part 1 or something separate? Which actually ties in something I had written down as well. So, yeah.
You will have to wait and find out, because maybe War Part 2 might be coming. Who knows?
Yeah.
Ooh, snap.
Next question.
Yeah, War Part 1 was 2016, so I was wondering where this is all sort of going there. But we'll see what happens. If we've got to stay tuned, we'll stay tuned.
You never know.
Yeah, stay tuned. But I think the initial plan was to put out 2 EPs sort of pretty close to each other, and the lineup changes and whatnot. Sort of that idea sort of didn't pan out. But yeah, I think we can certainly pull that idea and make it happen.
Or did it pan out? You don't know. Yeah. So who knows?
No trade secrets.
He's speaking in duck. I understand it.
Yeah. Jesus, because I got no idea what's going on with that. You got a question, Nikki?
Yeah, all right. This is a stupid question. It's stupid, but it's real. So when I was younger, I was obsessed with a game called Mortal Kombat, and I was always Katana. Finish him!
Yeah.
Anyway, go with it. Every time I see your band name, I think of my Mortal Kombat days. What I want to know, who is the freaking legend that came up with your fucking awesome logo? Because I love it.
From the Sacred Oath?
Well, I actually meant the band logo that ties in, but I meant specifically your band logo you're using at the moment.
Well, originally this guy came up with
Robbie.
The swords with the T and the
So I originally had the idea of that logo where I just went on like some cool text website and then played around with different designs, use that. And then I thought it would be cool to expand on that and maybe forge it all in one and add some swords into it. It'll look cool and it'll go with, I guess, our samurai kind of thing that we're doing. So I thought it would be cool to have that as the T. And then I just asked some guy to do it online, and he did it and came out awesome. We thought, straight away. That's,
some guy.
Yeah, some guy.
I love it. I love it.
But Robbie's idea, definitely Robbie's idea. We had a lot of back and forth, make sure we're all happy with it. So Robbie's was on the ball on that one.
And going back to your comment about the Mortal Kombat theme, the song Raiden off War Part 1 is about Raiden from Mortal Kombat. So if you listen to the lyrics there, it tells the story of him training
a young person how to fight and be in Mortal Kombat, basically. Kombat, yeah. That's basically what the story is.
Yeah. So yes, cool. we picked up on that one too.
I am so happy right now. I am so happy. I can just go now. My job's done. I got one.
Okay, no, you can't, Nikki. Give me a second. Just quickly with the recent video of Dragon's Door, that's from War Part 1, isn't it?
Correct.
It is.
Yes. Yeah.
So what made you go back to that one to do a new video recently?
Oh, well, I think we wanted to, first of all, we recorded in the tuning that we're playing in live, so we're half step down now.
Yep.
And, well, I think with me being in the band as well, I wrote a new solo for the song. I sort of wanted to do my own part on each sort of song and put my own sort of taste on it, like I did with all the new songs and everything like that. But I think it's part of something that we're probably going to look to start doing going forward. I think we want to do some more live sort of recordings in the garage.
Yeah.
We're just so keen to play again, and
So
we're so
keen.
excited when we could jam together again. I think that's how it sort of happened. We wanted to capture that energy and how we're feeling, we're pumped, and it's like it's sort of become something now. I think it's
awesome.
You'll see a bit more of that happening.
Yeah.
A few more garage sessions.
Just energetic as well. The song, it's very upbeat. It really
We love
kind of
that
gets you
song.
We
going.
play it live.
We play live every
Very
show.
similar.
We enjoy
Love that
playing
song.
that song as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So we was a no-brainer to pick that one.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that we play quite regularly as the last one because
Yeah.
it's quite
Okay,
fast,
cool.
tease people up. It's a good sort of last
Exactly.
song of the set, and yeah, it's the
Energetic.
most played song of War Part 1 for sure.
It's got my favourite
Banger.
Yeah, it's got Matt's favorite choreography.
Just quickly jump back to Mick here for a second. So the next album will be called The Sacred War Under Oath Part 2. So there you go.
Actually, we toyed with the idea of calling it the fucking oath.
Yeah.
Easy.
Was that
Nikki, over to you again.
I'm really interested in Sacred Oath because it actually sounds like a concept album. It's very cohesive. And that's one of the things I really enjoyed about it is no song sounds wrong or out of place on that album. It just works in its entirety. But knowing that Nighttown was before War Part 1 even, I guess my question would be is, what is the most recent song that you wrote and put on that album? Because, and however new that might be, how the hell did you tie it into something that you had for so long?
Well,
I had a few riffs. The latest song that we recorded is The Art of Self-Destruction.
Yeah.
I had a few riffs up my sleeve, and with the help of the guys, we turned it into a song.
it's the latest.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think with like how Nighttown and Grenade, I think was an older song as well.
Yeah,
which
Grenade was
when I
great.
joined, we put some lead on and sort of made it a bit of a song. But again, it's a credit to Mike at EOL Studios and his, ability to produce and make a great record and work in with us, and we worked really well with him. And
He was another member of the band.
He was another member of the band.
And he played synths on the album as well.
He's featured on the Grenade film clip. He's playing synths and different parts of the album. So again, big thanks to Mike and all his hard work.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the last one to get pre-productioned and recorded, and it's good because I think that certainly represents a step in the direction for some of the, I guess you could call it a more modern approach on some of the stuff that we will do for our sound sort of going forward. So I certainly think that's one of the key values that sort of Matt's brought to the band is sort of expanding the horizons from a writing
Next
perspective of the songs. So yeah, it's likely to. There'll certainly be that will be like the trailblazer for some of those newer songs that get written for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And one of the vibes I'm getting from you guys, and it's like, I know Rob is OG gangster Katana Cartel, but I really feel like all of you coming on board all contribute something yourself and you make Katana Cartel your own. And I think sometimes, and this is no diss to any other band, but I think sometimes it's very hard to walk into a band that's been around for a while. And obviously, JP, you've been around for a while as well, but I love that you all bring something that's your own. And Fluffy, I'd love to talk to you about that. When you came on board, was there any expectation, or did you just go for it and it was accepted how you sang and your delivery? Like, I know your personality very much fits in with these guys, but musically, did you have to adapt much for this, or were you just able to come in and be you?
Well, funny enough, I found these guys on Bandmix, I think it was, and they had like 3 or 4 of their songs, and I'm like, that sounds amazing. I hadn't sung for 4 years before that, and I'm like, I need to message these guys right now for an audition right now. And I messaged them. I wrote lyrics to all those songs before I ever did my first audition with them. And I went in there and I just sang. It was within 1 week as well, because we're doing a jam next week. And I'm like, perfect. I've got 1 week to write 4 songs. I wrote them and I listened day and night. I sung them, I practiced, and went in the studio, the rehearsal room. We just sung, and they're just like, and I'm like, it's so natural. It just came straight out. So I never sort of changed anything. It's just I knew exactly like what they wrote for me was just perfect for my voice. I felt and everything that I was feeling. So it was just like smooth sailing and perfect. It was like it was meant to be. I feel it was meant to be. I love you guys.
Like listening to your songs on MySpace of all things.
MySpace.
Back in it was just, for me, it was like such huge potential. And then obviously Rob was my first introduction to the band, and I was like, yeah, this guy's great. I can definitely work. Definitely work with this guy. And I think having been in a lot of other bands generally revolve around one person, and that one person can tend to be the focal point, and the person who pushes it, either whether it be their band or they just happen to be the focal point of the band. But I don't think that's necessarily the case here. I think it probably is one of those cases where it really is sort of a democratic situation here, where obviously you are the front man for the band, but I think everybody has their equal, 1/5 say in how we all do things, and that's quite different. I think it's different. Well, it's not even a respect thing. I think it's just different for this. It's different, and it's good for the way this band works. Other bands, they do need that one person who is the band who pushes it forward. But I think we work differently as a different unit because of that reason.
Everyone works hard. Everyone. So it's just like we're all doing the right thing.
Team players.
Team players. That's it. It's all about team and being mates, really. So.
I think you feel that. I think you feel it in the way you portray yourself on social media, in your clips, in your shows. I think it's amazing, and I'm a sucker for 2 guitars, mate. Any band that's got 2 guitars, I'm your girl. I love it. Love it.
Well, following from that, I think Elaine's a fan of the bass because she's jumped in saying more bass solos are a must for future songs, please. So there you go.
I'm guessing I'm guessing Elaine loves Judge Shred with a nice, huge bass solo there.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned. We will see what we can do for the next release.
And following on from what you were just saying a second ago, Mix just jumped in and said it's rare, but the new album comes across as a real band effort. So there's a nice little compliment for you that wasn't as a part of the review either. So there you go.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, and Elaine's just seen that and gone, yes, she's happy with that. And in response to that, Mix jumped in and said, I think Matt pays Elaine for bass comments. So there we go.
What, you got the money
there? She's biased. You know, one of the things I love about you guys is you're a bit cheeky and you love a bit of banter and you're not afraid to have a laugh at yourselves. And it does come across. It comes across on stage. It comes across in your fan interactions. And I think that's important. I can like a band because of their music, and your music stacks up by itself. Absolutely, 100%. But when you feel a connection to the band as well, when you just feel at ease with them and they're funny and all that sort of stuff, I just think it makes it a lot easier. And like, you're not afraid to put a post up and take the piss out of yourselves. You're not afraid to put a post up and have something for the fans. It's like in kind of guilty. You know?
The blooper reel as well,
yeah. But I love that about you guys, and I don't know if that's a conscious marketing decision you've made or you're just being yourselves, but the fact that you are also down to earth and bantery and keep it real, and same with your music and your writing process and your style, it doesn't seem to be anyone is the lead in that. I feel like you all get equal sort of shit hung on you, basically.
Pretty much. It'll be John 1 week, then Rob next week, then Dylan. We'll pick on each other as well. Usually now.
But I think there's an element to sort of being humble as well, and also acknowledging that, you know, we're not the only band in the scene. There are some absolutely fantastic musos out there. So it pays to sort of, you know, to poke a bit of fun at each other. There's one song which is actually the last song of Sacred Oath, and every time Steve sings the second line of the vocals, I can't help but think of it goes, "You're judge, jury, and executioner," but I always hear Judge Judy and executioner. Cracking up on stage.
Every time I play it live, I turn around and write that line. I look at John in tears laughing. I know he's laughing. I think about it every time I sing it.
I think it's good to sort of not take yourself too seriously and be aware of your of your sort of shortcomings and just have fun with it at the end of the day. So
YOLO.
And
I
as
think you got the blooper of it.
anyone that's friends with Facebook on Steve knows he doesn't mind getting his bum out every now and then.
On social media.
So not the last gig, but the gig before, it was my job to print out the set list.
He put my naked photo on the set list on the stage. And, anyone that got that after the set, I'm so sorry.
Matt actually did like individual set lists for all of us. Because I remember you did my fragrance post.
Dylan's fragrance post, yeah.
That was really good. Idea.
Getting the inside story now. That's
we all
Good.
have a laugh. We always love to muck around and do different pranks and different things on each other, and that's what. With the fragrance thing, it was like one day I got, I think Rob, it was just like, he posted like this fragrance and pretended it was from me. It was a Be Sexy.
Yeah,
And ironically, it's actually one of the fragrances I had. I was like, how did you know? Like,
Rob always comes up with funny stuff
I
too.
just know Dylan.
Yeah.
I know what Dylan likes.
Yeah. We just like to take the piss and have fun. It's just non-stop that all the time with us guys, and that's why I think there's a lot of different promo and different things we do where we're having fun because it's natural for us. That's what we're always doing. So it's like, you throw a camera there, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
What was that?
Don't disagree with you, Mick.
He's just jumped in, said a bunch of dogs who can't hide it. So there we go.
That's it.
Exactly.
We're all the same. We're all the same. You mean
So the blooper reel video was all the same thing in that regard, then, yeah?
Yeah, it's just the ability to laugh at ourselves and not take anything too seriously. And I think we watched it and we're just like, this is so funny.
Yeah. We have to show
We're
people.
so shit. Everyone needs to see how stupid we are. Yeah.
Well, it was never meant to be like that. Stuart from Epic Every Day, he goes, I put this together, you're going to love it. And we just watched him like, this is hilarious. Have to show everybody how stupid we are.
Everyone needs to laugh at us.
Everyone needs to laugh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
because your bloopers video, how hard is it for you guys to introduce a song? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's not our strong
Oh,
suit.
this is Matt. What time are we doing? Oh, hold on, film this. You guys.
You can tell we rehearse music, not lines. To,
Yeah.
videos.
Dylan, is that going to be a single? We never know.
But it was like every single time, hi, I'm Rob, and this is our new album from. It was like none of you ever knew what song you were introducing, ever.
Yeah. We talked about it for like 3 seconds before.
Yeah. I didn't even know I was coming to do a video interview tonight with you guys. I'll be honest, I didn't plan anything. I just rocked
Oh,
out there.
Dylan,
Like, you guys, we're doing a live interview. I was like, okay, right, let's go. Why not?
Yeah, we kind of forget to tell Dylan.
Yeah, it's okay. I like it
Sorry.
better that way. I don't like plans. I just want to be there and do it. So.
nice work, guys. Just throw Dylan in. No warning. Here you go. We're doing this
That works,
live.
Yeah, we've
Let's go again.
we've got a gig tomorrow, right?
We're going to show tomorrow.
That's it.
Well, I feel like Dylan made the least bloopers anyway. So, Dylan, you're fine.
Oh, thank you.
Matt, however, I can't remember his name. Hi, you're Matt.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Ian.
Where's he?
And if no one knows what the hell I'm banging on about, go and look up Katana Cartel on YouTube, subscribe to their channel, and you will see what I'm banging on about. You'll have a bit of a laugh at their expense.
Please do.
Smash the subscribe bell.
Well, yeah, how about we go and put the band's links in the comments for those paying attention. So we'll put all the band's links in there now. So there you go. If anyone's in there, you can check out all their Periscope. Like Twitter doesn't seem to like those things very much, but all the other ones, Facebook, YouTube, that will have it in the comments now to go and check out the band's links. And subscribe, like, follow, you know what to do with all that sort of stuff by now. Just quickly, we are starting to get tight for time. We've got maybe 10 minutes to go. Just what's sort of coming up in the near future for you guys? You've mentioned briefly, I think there was some talk of a tour or something, or is there what's the go with you guys coming up?
Don't tease us, boys. Spill it.
We're currently getting some dates across. We want to make sure we lock them in, lock the dates, lock the venues in, and then we'll be doing some posts and some promo 100% for that. It's hard locking in the dates now because some venues are saying yes, some are saying no, and it depends on a Friday or a Saturday. And
Yeah.
Still a bit early,
Yeah.
but we I think we've got two locked up in Canberra and one in Adelaide for now, but we just
Oh, hold
confirmed.
on. National tour, buddy.
Yeah. So it's going to be just a few days here and there. So we'll organise that. But again, just waiting for the dates and the bands, the lineup, everything to be confirmed, and we'll be promoting that like crazy.
You've got a beautiful name for it, an idea for the tour.
Beautiful name.
So the name of the tour is the Fucking Oath Tour. It really is.
We've got the album cover and we scribbled out sacred and got written fucking over the top of it. Put the dates on there when we know.
It'll be some fun.
Yeah.
That's Aussie names, man. That's awesome.
That's good.
We'll try and get around all the key places in Australia
Yeah.
to sort of play the album.
We want to do that. We definitely want to do some regional Victoria shows as well.
Get out in the country.
Get this music out to everyone. Play live music.
With Hidden Intent with that artwork.
Oh,
Oh,
The new Hidden Intent album is as Aussie as all hell. You get
The guy
earlier, in case you haven't seen it.
last
To be a
week.
Crocodile Dundee. Did you see that, please?
That's a great album. I was
I've
listening
seen
to
that.
it last week. It's fantastic.
So good, man. So good.
That is that,
little.
you
Sorry?
have no impression that band wasn't Aussie from that album cover.
Hey, do you have your album out on vinyl?
We discussed it, but I think it was more costings.
Yeah, fair enough.
But we're still thinking about doing
Oh,
maybe
well,
a special run of maybe 20 or 25. But again,
It'll be very limited. Very
Yeah,
limited
it's gonna-
special
Okay,
edition.
you have to sign me up for that straight up right now.
There's going to be nude photos of myself. There's going to be.
I'll take all 25 then.
It's going to be very large.
Nikki.
It's like a fold out A0.
we're all just hitting the gym to make that look really good.
Yeah, I've got a
No gym required. Big spells, fuck muscles. Or don't fuck muscles even.
That's a great choice of word. Just-
Size, not size.
Elaine's gone road trip Nikki, haha, kind of thing. So she's follow the band around. I'm sure with everything you're saying at the moment, I'm sure you want to follow the band around.
No. I'm being sassy. I just love the tunes. In all seriousness, I love the music. But you guys are beautiful. I think you're funny.
Thank you.
Thank you very
much.
much for the love.
funny looking.
Funny looking. Funny smelling.
But in all seriousness, people, get out there and see these guys. I actually did see them only Friday night, 4 nights ago. I can't count. I work in a bank. It was epic. Their gig is amazing, and they're so tight. They're so cohesive, and this album is so good, and it just fucking works. You actually need to see them live if you get the chance. Don't miss out. Honestly, seriously, don't. They're great.
Don't
Thank
miss
you
out.
very much.
Don't miss
Thank you.
out.
So have you guys got anything that you'd like to say to the audience that have tuned in with us tonight, or for those watching on replay later on?
If you guys want to come to the beach later, Steve's going. He's going
Ready to head to the beach.
Show us your togs, Steve. Show us your togs, Fluffy.
Yes.
Yes. Smile, Nikki.
Yeah.
Ladies.
You can tell he's the front man.
Spoken like a true drummer.
I'll be doing free duck calling
Video.
lessons at the beach.
Yeah.
If anyone interested, I'll teach everybody how to make a duck call around the top party if you can. Just
Watch out for that. Yeah, that's coming.
That video-
Exhibit A. Hang on, where's the camera?
By the way,
There it is.
right there.
There it is.
I told Nikki before we
Exclusive.
live.
It's an exclusive shot of a duck caller.
It's on OnlyFans, so make sure you subscribe. And,
Yeah, subscribe to the Katana Cartel OnlyFans for exclusive content. we can't mention any of it here because it's not safe for work.
Not safe for
You
work.
can join there.
here we go.
Use your imagination what K and C stand for. Come on, people. Where's your creativity?
Yeah.
That can be dangerous. The comments. We'll see what comes out of that one over the next few days.
I guess on a serious note, it would be just check out the album if you're so inclined and throw us a throw us a like or a comment on the old YouTube.
Add us to your Spotify playlist. Subscribe to us on YouTube. That helps us expand our love for everybody and what we do. So.
And please, interact with us. Give us shit in our posts because
give us shit.
We'll use it as ammunition against each other as well.
Comments on one of the YouTube videos about something that we said, and then we just hang shit constantly on that person. So whatever you say will be part of our lives forever. Forever.
It's true.
Well, jumping in, Mick's gone. All the best, guys. Whatever comes your way, 2021 is off to a great start. So there you go. There's some support. Nick, and it is a big congratulations on the album too. It's a fantastic release. If you haven't checked that out already, please make sure you get on wherever you can. You've got it on Bandcamp as well as all the streaming services, haven't you?
Yep. Everywhere.
Yep.
You can
jump
buy
on
the physical and physical one off Bandcamp as well. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right. By all means, plug away. That's the point. So get it on Bandcamp, get the physical copy, get the merch. What other merch have you got going apart from CDs? What other merch have you got?
Hoodies. Nikki's sporting one right now. We got T-shirts.
Yes. Tell them, Malik.
We've got patches. We've got wristbands. We've got War Part 1. Soon to be having some grenades.
Nice.
Not real ones. But
We couldn't do it.
Not real.
Couldn't work a deal with the government, so it didn't work out.
Yeah, that can be problematic.
Handcuffs and dildos and
Candles.
candles.
There might be
Candles, yes.
There might be some
Candles
truth
are
to
coming.
that.
Candles is legit.
Candles are coming.
Keep an eye on our YouTube. We're going to have something very special. We love the nice
I
candles.
have them in my drawer. Candles are great.
Very specifically sex candles. I still
Yeah, I think we're going
Request on me.
we're going for scented candles, and I think the first one will be the smell of Steve's leather jockstrap. That'll be the first fragrance. That one. Inspired by
Winnie can put one out on her vagina. Steve can put one out on his jockstrap.
because it was inspired by the Bunnings sausage sizzle candle. Yeah. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It smells like
I've seen
sausage.
it, yeah.
It's great.
Are you going to bring up our vegetarian conversation that we had earlier? Because, that's inappropriate.
Yeah, no, let's not.
At the end of the day, everybody
That's
loves
for
it.
OnlyFans. Remember, Nikki? That's for OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
I gotta love everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all the relevant stuff is up on Zip Bandcamp, and yes, candles and what was the other thing that's coming soon? Grenades. Yeah.
Nice.
Not obviously.
Give us a shout out if you want to see some inflatable katana swords like back in the day as well. We'll see if anyone wants them.
Yes, we do. Oh,
You guys
sorry,
get a show bag at this rate. You guys
I think
get like
we need. It's really good. Back in the day when we first had the inflatable swords, people going around in the set in the middle of the night just banging on everyone's heads the whole night was a blast. We did
I have
Legion.
seen that firsthand. I've been at those gigs. They are great fun.
We'll bring them back.
I think we'll just need to get people to sign a disclaimer, though.
Yeah.
Any injury caused by inflatable swords.
Not our fault.
We're not aware for it.
It's like that day after the Melbourne show.
Yeah.
Those hammers.
Yeah, make sure your public liability insurance is well and truly up to date. So,
Yeah.
We've only got $5 million worth, so don't kill yourself. Beautiful.
is there anything else you wanted to throw in there, Nikki, before we wrap up for the night?
No, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you for coming on. I'm really stoked. I put it out there and you responded in kind, and it's grouse to talk to you. Your album absolutely rocks, and everyone needs to go out and buy it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's good to be.
Really cool.
Appreciate your time, and keep up the good work. And, keep interviewing bands from the local and national scene.
Doing the best thing for the scene right now, and it's good to be on the show again after 5-6 years.
Yeah, I forget exactly how long. We had the old studio back then. It was the old bar top. That's gone back a little way now. So it's been a few years.
You had your horses there with you, so it was good.
That was back in Cranbourne. No, but it's good to see you all again and good to catch up with you, even though it is all digital thing. It's the easiest way to do things these days, and make sure that everyone gets to see everything in real time as well. It's thank you to everyone tuning in, and for those watching or listening on replay later on, hope you enjoyed this one as well. This has been a lot of fun. I really hope you guys have an absolutely roaring 2021, and it continues on into next year and beyond that as well. You've got a cracking album out, so well done to all of you on that one too. You should be really proud of that effort, and I think it's onwards and upwards from here for you guys.
Pat on the back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you all. We'll see you next time on the next show.
Thank you.
Stay tuned.
Yes. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, take care, and we will sign off for now, people. Thanks for tuning in.
See you. Bye.
Emma Live. Oh, thanks. Fuck, that's over. No.
Are we off, Andrew?
Hold on a second.